तो अब हम लोग यहाँ पे पढ़ने वाले हैं क्लास 7 का चैप्टर नंबर 2 दैट इज न्यूट्रिशन इन एनिमल. You have learned in chapter 1 that plant can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, but animal cannot. Animal get their food from plants either directly or by eating plant or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Some animals eat both plant and animal. Recall that all organisms include human require food for growth, repair and functioning of the body. Animal nutrition include nutrition requirement, mode of intake of food and its utilization in the body. You had studied in class 6 that food consists of many components. Try to recall and list them below. The component of food, such as carbohydrate, are complex substance, and these complex substances cannot be utilized as such. So they are broken down into simpler substance. The breakdown of complex component of simpler substance is called digestion. Different way of taking food. The mode of taking food into the body varies in different organisms. Bees and birds suck the nectar of plants. Infant of human and many other animals feed on mother's milk. Snake-like pathogen swallow the animal they prey upon. Some aquatic animals filter tiny food particles floating nearby and feeding upon them. Activity 2.1. What is the type of food and mode of feeding of the following animals? Write down your observation in the following table. You may find the list of modes of feeding given below the table helpful. Amazing fact. The starfish feed on animal covered by hard shell of calcium carbonate. After opening the shell, the starfish pop out its stomach through its mouth to eat the soft animal inside the shell. The stomach then goes back into the body and the food is slowly digested. Digestion in human. We take in food through the mouth, digest it and utilize it. The unused part of the food are defecated. Have you ever wondered what happened to the food inside the body? The food passes through a continuous canal which begins at the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. The canal can be divided into various compartments. The buccal cavity, food pipe or esophagus, a stomach, a small intestine, large intestine, ending in the rectum and the anus. It is not a very long part. These parts together form the alimentary canal, digestive tract. The food component gradually digested as food travel through the various compartments. The inner wall substance of food into simpler one. The digestive tract and the associative gland together constitute the digestive system. Now let us know what happened to the food in different part of the digestive tract. The mouth and buccal cavity. Food is taken into the body through the mouth. The process of taking food into the body is called ingestion. We chew the food with the teeth and break it down mechanically into small pieces. Each tooth is rotated into a separate socket in the gums. Our teeth vary in appearance and performance different function. According they are given different name. There are mainly two types of teeth, milk teeth and permanent teeth. Do you remember about falling off your teeth some years ago? The first set of teeth grow during infancy and they fall off at the age between 6 to 8 years. These are termed milk teeth. The second set that replace them are permanent teeth. The permanent teeth may last throughout its life of its fallen off during old age or due to some dental diseases. Activity 2.2. Wash your hands, look into a mirror and count your teeth. Use index finger to feel the teeth. How many kinds of teeth could you find? Take a piece of an apple or a bread and eat it. With which teeth do you use for biting and cutting? And which one for piercing and tearing? Also find out the one that are used for chewing and grinding. Record your observation. Our mouth has the salivary gland which secretes saliva. Do you know the action of saliva on food? Let us find out. Activity 2.3. Take two test tubes, label them A and B. In test tube A, put one teaspoon rice. In test tube B, keep 1 teaspoon of boiled rice after chewing it for 3 to 5 minutes. Adding 3-4 ml of water in both the test tube. Now pour 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube and observe. Why is there a change in color in the test tube? Discuss the result with your classmate and your teacher. The saliva break down the starch into sugar. The tongue is a fleshy muscular organ attached at the back of the floor of the buccal cavity. It is free at the front and can be moved in all directions. Do you know the function of the tongue? We use our tongue for talking. Besides it mix saliva with the food during chewing and helps in swallowing food. We also taste food with our tongue. It has taste buds that detect different taste of food. We can find out the sweets and tooth decay. Normally bacteria are present in our mouth, but they are harmful, not harmful to us. However, if we do not clean our teeth, our mouth after eat, many harmful bacteria also begins to live and grow in it. These bacteria break down the sugar present from the leftover food and release acid. The acid gradually damages the teeth. This is called tooth decay. If it is not treated in time, it causes severe toothache and in extreme cases result in tooth loss. Chocolates, sweets, soft drinks and other sugar products are the major culprit of the tooth decay. Therefore, one should clean the teeth with a brush or datun and dental floss, a special strong thread which is moved between the two teeth to take out trapped food material at least twice a day and rinse the mouth after every meal. Also, one should not put dirty finger or any unwashed object in the mouth. Sometimes when you eat in a hurry, talk or laugh while eating, you may cough, get hiccups or choke sensation. This happens when food particles enter the windpipe. The windpipe carry air from nostril to lungs. It runs adjacent to food pipe, but inside the throat, air and food share a common passage. Then how is food prevented from entering the windpipe? During the act of soiling a flap-like valve, close the passage of the windpipe and guide the food into the food pipe. If by chance food particle enter the windpipe, we feel choke, get hiccups or cough. Position of taste bud by the following activity. Activity 2.4. Prepare a separate sample of each of sugar solution, common salt solution, lemon juice, and juice of fresh neem leaf or bitter gourd. Blindfold one of your classmates and ask him or her to take out the tongue and keep it in a straight and flat position. Use a clean toothpick to put the above sample one by one, different areas of the tongue as shown in figure 2.6. We use a new toothpick for each sample. Ask the classmate which area of the tongue could detect that sweet, salty, sour, and bitter substance. Now write down your observation and label. Repeat this activity with other classmates. The food pipe or esophagus. The swallow food passes into the food pipe or esophagus. The food pipe runs along the neck and the chest. Food is pushed down by the movement of wall of food pipe. Actually, this movement takes place through the alimentary canal and push the food downward. At the time, food is not accepted by our stomach and is vomited out. Recall the instance when you vomited after eating and think of the reason for it. Discuss with your parents and teacher. The stomach. The stomach is a thick wall bag. It's shaped like a flatted J and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. It receives food from the food pipe at one end and open into the small intestine at other. The inner ear of the stomach secrete mucus, hydrochloric acid, and digestive juice. The mucus protect the inner lining of the stomach. The acid kill many bacteria that enters along with the food and make the medium in the stomach acid and help the digestive juice to act. The digestive juice break down the protein into simpler substance. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives secretion from the liver and the pancreas. Beside its wall also secrete juices. The liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. It is largest gland in the body. It secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called gallbladder. The bile play an important role in the digestion of fats. Pancreas is a large cream colored gland located just below the stomach. The pancreatic juice act on carbohydrate, fat, and protein and change them into simpler ones. Working of the stomach was discovered by the strange accident. In 1822, a man named Alexis St. Martin was badly hit by a shotgun. The bullet had seriously damaged the chest wall and made a hole in his stomach. He was brought to an American army doctor, William Beaumont. The doctor saved the patient, but he could not close the hole properly and left it bandaged. The Beaumont took it as a great opportunity to see the inside of the stomach through the hole. He made some wonderful observation. Beaumont found that the stomach was churning food. Its walls secreted a fluid which could digest the food. He also observed that the end of the stomach opened into the intestine only after the digestion of the food inside the stomach is completed. The partially digested food now reach the lower part of the small intestine where the intestine juice complete the digestion of all component of the food. The carbohydrate get broken down into sugar such as glucose, fat into fatty acid and cholesterol and protein into amino acids. Observation in the small intestine. The digested food can now passes into the blood vessel in the wall of the intestine. This process is called absorption. The inner wall of the small intestine have thousands of finger-like outwards. These are called villi, single vilus. Can you guess what the role of villi could be in the intestine? The villi increase the surface area for absorption of digested food. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. The surface of the villi absorb the digested food materials. The absorbed substance are transported via the blood vessel to different organs of the body where they are used to build the complex substance such as the protein required by the body. This is called assimilation. In cell, glucose breaks down with the help of the oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. The food that remain undigested and unabsorbed enter into the large intestine. Large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. It functions to absorb water and some salt from the undigested food material. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remain there as a semi-solid fecus. The fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. It is called ejection. Digestion in grass-eating animal. Have you observed cow, buffalo, and other grass-eating animals chewing continuously even when they are not eating? Actually, they quick swallow the grass and store it in a part of the stomach called rumen. Here the food gets diarrhea. Sometimes you may have experienced the need to watery stool frequently. This condition is known as diarrhea. It may cause by infection, food poisoning, or indigestion. It is very common in India, particularly among children. Under severe condition, it can be fatal. This is because of the excess loss of water and salt from the body. Diarrhea should not be neglected. Even before a doctor is consulted, the patient should be given a plenty of boiled and cooled water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it. And this is called oral rehydration solution, in short ORS. Partially digested and is called cud. But later the cud returned to the mouth in small lumps and the animal chew it. This process is called rumination and these animals are called ruminants. The grass is rich in cellulose, a type of carbohydrate. In ruminant like cattle, deer, etc., bacteria present in rumen Help in digestion of cellulose. Many animals, include human, cannot digest cellulose. Animals like horse, rabbit, etc., have a large sac-like structure called cecum between the esophagus and the small intestine. The cellulose of the food is digested here by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in humans. So far, you have learned about animals which possess the digestive system, but there are many smaller organisms which do not have mouth and digestive system. Then how do they require and digest food? In the section below, you will learn another interesting way of food taking, feeding and digestion in amoeba. Amoeba is a microscopic single-cell organism found in pond water. Amoeba has a cell membrane, a rounded, dense nucleus, and many small bubble-like vacuoles. Its cytoplasm, amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. It puts one or more like finger projection called pseudopodia or false feet for movement and capture of food. Amoeba feed on some microscopic organism. When it sends food, it pushes out pseudopodia around the food particle and engulfs it. The food becomes trapped in a food vacuole. Digestive juices are secreted into food vacuole. They act on the food and break it down into simpler substance. Gradually, digested food is absorbed. The absorbed substance are used for growth, maintenance, and multiplication. The undigested residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole. The basic process of digestion of food and release of energy is the same in all animal. In a later chapter, you will learn about the transport of food absorbed by the intestine to the various part of the body. Summary. Animal nutrition include nutrition requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilized in the body. The human digestive system consists of animality canal and secretory gland. It consists of buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, ending in rectum and anus. The main digestive gland which secrete digestive juice are the salivary gland, the liver, and the pancreas. The stomach wall and the wall of the small intestine also secrete digestive juice. The mode of feeding vary in different organisms. Nutrition is a complex process involving ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Digestion of carbohydrate like starch begin in buccal cavity. The digestion of protein starch in the stomach. The bile secreted from the liver. The pancreas juice from the pancreas and the digestive juice from the intestinal wall complete the digestion of all component of food in the small intestine. The digested food is absorbed in the blood vessel from the small intestine. The absorbed substances are transported to different part of the body. Water and some salts are absorbed from the undigested food in the large intestine. The undigested and unabsorbed residues are expelled out of the body and fecus through the anus. The grazing animal like cow, buffalo, and deer are known as ruminants. They quickly ingest and swallow their leafy food and stored in the rumen. Later, the food returned to the mouth and the animal chew it peacefully. Amoeba ingested its food from with the help of its false feet or pseudopodia. The food is digested in the food vacuole. That's all for this chapter. Hope you like the summary and please do share with your friends so that they can also get some information regarding this chapter. Thank you.